Eagle Point Backpacking Trail, Mousetail Landing State Park. It has been raining all morning long. Don't know if it's going to continue. It's supposed to be past us for now for the next few hours. I see now there's a big metal bridge that they're waiting to put in place here. But until they do, I guess you just get across however you can. Now you can see where the old trail was. That's the old bridge. I guess it's about ready to cave in. It looks like it's kind of sagging in the middle there. So, oh well. They did say that there's going to be doing some rerouting, or they had done some rerouting in places. So, see how it goes. I've only been on this trail once before, and my wife and I came out here years ago, and we stayed at Shelter 2. And I've never done the whole loop, so we're going to do the whole loop and come around and stay at Shelter 2. That's where the overlook is. But we will stop and see what Shelter 1 looks like on top of the hill. It's almost scary looking to walk across. Another thing you might want to note about this place here, there's not really any cell service at all. You're doing good if you can get a text out. I was going to do the tracker to see how many miles we do and where we get to at a certain point and all that, but not enough service through here to open that up. So this whole loop from the parking lot all the way around and back to the parking lot is 8 miles, so not a long route at all. I think it's about 5 to 5.5 miles that we're going to do today, which is most of the loop, and then we'll do the shorter half of it tomorrow. And for all you people that come out here in the summertime and do this trail, and you're knocking down spider webs every 20 feet, this is the view you don't have in the middle of summer. Come out here in January. It's the best time to do it. Either that or in the fall when the leaves are changing. Pretty good little hill there, huh? Don't underestimate the little lungbuster hills out here. Flat, and we should be starting down here very soon. Yeah, so literally about 50 feet after I said that, we are going down. Okay, so right down here, this should be on the map where it says 1.4, and there's a little junction at the road. This should be it. So 1.4 in right here. And then from here, it's probably about 0.2 to where you cross the creek. Now, if you're staying at the Backcountry Shelter 1 or 2, this is your best place to get water. So trail goes that way, and in about 0.2 of a mile it's going to split, and it's going to be a little over a mile up the hill to Shelter 1, where it's going to be, I think, like 0.7 to Shelter 2, which is where we're staying. But what we're doing is we're going to do the whole loop around, and then we're going to stay at Shelter 2. But what we're going to do as far as water goes is the trail goes right down close to the river level before it goes up to the campsite. So that's where we're going to get our water from. Alright, so from here, Shelter 2, 0.7, 1.1 to Shelter 1. That's the one on top of the hill. That's one over that way with the overlook. Like I said, if you're just going to one or the other, and that's as far as you're going, you'll want to go ahead and get your water, because there is no water at the shelters. 1.1. Start out uphill, gain about 200 feet elevation, which if you're in some real mountains, that ain't nothing. Do not underestimate these West Tennessee hills over here in this park. Just because it's over in this neck of the woods, it ain't the Appalachian Mountains now, but it ain't flat either. Oh, we're getting to Shelter 1, have a little lunch, and it's just starting to rain. Alright, so if you're staying here, got a trash can for the raccoons. Looks like plenty of tent camping. A few hammock trees. And they did say that they'd redone it.
Could be a chance.
Look at that.
Could be a chance.
They did say that they fixed the stoves up. Got some starter wood over here. There it is. Got 8 bunks. So, yeah. Shelter 1 up on top of the hill, on top of the world. Nice. The visitor center here. This is the trail across the creek, goes up the hill, you get to this point at 1.4. This is a creek right here where you can get water at. Up here, this is the split. There was some other water right here you might get lucky and get. You can go over here. This is Shelter 2 where we're staying. But what we're doing is we've come up the hill, over to here, and we're at Shelter 1 right now. So from here, go down the hill, join up with the water. And this is 1.5 miles right here from the shelter. Come down here, we're going to try to get water right here. And then from there, it's uphill to there. Shelter 1. Got a little bit of flat. And then we're going to head down to the water. Now I do want to show some confusing spots down here. Now they've cut where some water can go through here in the wet weather. And now if somebody's not paying attention, they may try to follow that. Well, like right here, the trail actually goes straight across. You can see from the blue blazes here. So if you're out here and you're doing it, just be sure to actually follow the blazes and not what looks like the path, because you may find yourself wandering in the middle of the woods, not knowing where you are. Nice little cedar forest through here. First view of the water, right through there. Look over there, the yellow sign. That's the bike trail right there. We are on the hiking trail. And we cross here, so I guess at this point, beware of mountain bikers screaming down the hill toward you. When you come through this section here, about where we saw the mountain bike trail joining up, pay really close attention to the blazes, because there's a lot of these coming through. There's a lot of kind of bigger stream beds kind of through here, so pay very close attention to your blazes through here, or you will get off trail. There's a roof of something.
I saw that, yeah.
Right down there.
The roof.
The roof is almost in the water.
The roof off our shelter.
Yeah, let's hope that's not the case. Yeah, so this is what Real men do. We're going to watch Billy bust his ass here. Rack himself on the tree. All right. So if you're the kind of person that would stop, you have no business being out here. So we're actually right here right now, and then it's just uphill to the shelter. So right here, this is the spot where if you're doing what we're doing, you can either get water here, or you can get where we said earlier, if you go into the shelter, you're going to have to walk back almost a mile just to get water and then come back to the shelter. So here's where we're getting water. It looks like a hunter blind right out there. Don't this water look delicious? Shelter 2. Trail continues that way, but we are not today. Very nice. Got 2 doors on this one. Have a better view for sure in the wintertime as opposed to summertime when all the vegetation's there. So there is no privy here, just in case you're wondering. Got some benches, nice fire ring here. Let's have plenty of hammock trees, a lot of down wood right over there, so no shortage of wood. I would recommend maybe bring in some kind of little camp saw, because if you're going to use the stove in the shelter, you're going to need to cut them down to, about a foot and a half long, something like that, so you can use it. Otherwise, you'll be out here like us, busting wood over rocks. Got a little bit of wood going on. This is how we live. We got smoke rolling now. I slept good last night. Got all my junk on the bed. Billy's still alive. Little stove here. At first we wasn't sure if we was getting much out of it, but it went out during the night, and you could definitely tell it got a lot colder. You fire back up, and you can definitely feel the heat. If you're staying on the top bunk, you do have a really nice view of the water down there. So, but it's a pain in the butt trying to get up here. They really need to put some kind of steps or something up here, some kind of little ladder. But yeah, I wouldn't want to have to get up in the middle of the night and have to use the bathroom and try to figure out how to get down without killing myself half asleep. So, something to think about. We're about to head out there, but I do want to show one thing about this shelter here, is the bunks are wood. There are some foam pads randomly through here that'll kind of help you sleep a little bit better. The difference between this shelter and shelter 1, the one on top of the hill, is it has kind of a wire bottom in the bed, and the only thing you really need to worry about with that is, you might possibly, puncture a blow-up mattress or something like that if you're not careful. I didn't see but maybe 1 or 2 of these pads like this in there. But the one thing about them is you actually sleep better in those because you kind of lay sort of cradled, where these right here, it's just flat hard wood. So these are good for blow-up pads. The other shelter is good for if you've got a closed cell foam you know, like a Z-Rest or something like that. Very clean shelter. Fireplace worked good. We'll shut the door and just let that burn out. But yeah, nice shelter. So from here, it's 0.7 down to where you close the loop back up. Roughly about 2.5 miles back to the truck. That is a big tree right there. Looks like one of those Ents on Lord of the Rings. So if you're in the cemeteries, there's one right over here. $1935, $1945, $1925. This one says he is not dead, but sleeping. All right, been sleeping since 1936. All right, and that closes up the loop right there. Now we just got 1.8 miles from here to the truck. Check out this nice green carpet. You don't get this through the whole trail, that's for sure. So there you go, Mousetail Landing, Eagle Point Loop, 8 miles around. Hope you got some good information from that video and enjoyed it. And we'll see you on the next one. Later.